I have been advised, I have been reminded, I have been told by many of you Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another lovely frigid day here in the Midwest. It's about 3:45 p.m. right now. It's on a Saturday. Sun's out that way. It's gonna be setting at 5:30, so less than 2 hours from now the sun will be setting. And I have been advised that I have not shot a barn in a long time. And you're all right, I haven't. I don't know why that is. It certainly wasn't intentional, but that's what I'm out doing today. You can see behind me there's this old barn. It's all lit up in the bright sun right now, so I got to figure out how I'm going to shoot this. After I shoot this one, and I'll take you through how I decide to do it, but after I shoot this one, there's two more going back actually towards my house, so I'm gonna try to work my way back towards home and hopefully time it right so the sun's going down, so I hit that last barn right at sunset, get a few shots of that, maybe stay out after the sun's down and see if we can get some nighttime shots. I don't know, we'll see. Depends on how cold it gets. Right now it's like 10 degrees, but the wind is blowing. So with the wind chill, it's pretty cold. It's frigid out here. So speaking of cold temperatures, one of my upcoming videos is going to be my 5 or 6 essential items you need to have for winter landscape photography. So watch for that. It's been something I've been thinking about and wanting to do for a few months now, and I have finally gotten it started, and I'll have it for you guys here in the next week or two. So keep your eyes open for that. Let your friends know about it, and if you haven't already, hit the old subscribe button. And so right now I'm going to try to shoot this barn. I literally just got out of the truck. I haven't walked around it. I'm gonna check it out and see how I want to shoot it. But if you guys have seen any of my videos before, you know I love to shoot long shadows. So with the sun dropping down on the horizon, I'm thinking about going on to the other side of the barn, shooting into the sun, get that starburst pattern. Might have to put my 70 to 200 on because that gives me a better starburst pattern when you get up to f16-ish, right around there. But we'll see. I'll probably shoot it from both sides, both landscape orientation and portrait orientation. But again, we'll see. I'm literally just getting started, so let's get a move on. So as you can probably guess, there's enough sun out here for me to shoot handheld. I don't need to be on a tripod. And I'm at ISO 100 right now, f8, f9. I'm getting plenty of shutter speed to eliminate camera shake, but one thing that works for me, and I think it would work for you guys too if you don't do it already, I use the tripod honestly just to slow me down. It helps me get my thoughts together. It forces you to slow down. It forces you to compose the image. It just by slowing you down, it makes you think more about what you want to do with the image. So yeah, I don't need to be on the tripod, but I definitely am using one. So not to say, I mean, I do shoot handheld sometimes. I always shoot sports handheld. Well, not always, because a lot of times you're on a monopod, but for the most part I shoot sports handheld. But landscape, 99% of the time I'm on a tripod. Again, just helps me keep things straight in my head, slows me down, not hurrying, I'm not rushing, and more structured. It's more of a process for me when I slow myself down, and that's a good thing for me. So this first composition, very straightforward, very simple. Just taking advantage of the golden light, the warm light, contrasting against the cold sky and the cold snow in front of it. Using these long shadows from the tree to take the viewer's eye right up to the barn. Give a little bit of character to the image. Not going to have a whole lot of sky in this image because there's nothing going on. So I'll just use the sky to kind of portray the coldness of the day. And that's about it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We'll get that shot and then we'll move on. Well, you're not going to believe this. After all that talking about how I love to be on a tripod, this, that, the other thing, the locking mechanism on my Manfrotto tripod froze up or is sticking and I can't get it out. The D850 dang near fell off of the tripod. I caught it with my hand. So got really lucky. Needless to say, I didn't put the camera back on that tripod. Went around, I walked all the way around the barn, got some cool shots on the other side. I got some shots down here in this straw stuff, and again, playing off the shadows. So that's what my main subject was, really trying to work the shadows. And I think I got some good images, so hopefully I did. I didn't get a whole lot of B-roll because I left all my stuff here and just kind of rambled back there. The snow is kind of deep back there, so I got a little bit, but yeah. Another beautiful chilly day. So potentially 2 more barns to shoot, maybe an hour's worth of sun left. Maybe. I gotta roll. All right. Alright, so I'm at barn number 2, and this is going to be the only one. I had to stop working my tripod a little bit. Thankfully, I've got the old Swiss Army knife in the truck, and I actually forgot it was in there, so I got really lucky that was in there. So I think I've got the tripod working. So just driving up, this is an abandoned old barn. I want to say, don't quote me, but I think this barn was actually used in the Superman movie Man of Steel. Don't quote me, but I'm 60 to 75% sure that it was. So just driving up, I saw this frozen wash area. All the rain and snow melted in here. Now it's frozen again. So I'm going to use this as some foreground interest. And yeah, horizontal landscape orientations, we'll shoot them both. Gonna focus stack here because I want the snow in the foreground to be tack sharp as well as all the way out to the barn. So probably just do a 3-shot focus stack, you know, foreground, midground, you know, infinity. I'm also thinking I'll go back this way. Wow, I think we're not going to get much of a sunset, but because there's no clouds, it's absolutely cloudless. But I think shooting into the sun, we're going to get a beautiful silhouette of that barn looking into the sun with the trees framing it a little bit. So after I shoot this, I'm going to walk out this way into the field, and then after the sun sets, I'm going to shoot this again as with the longer exposure, and maybe after the sun's down, I think the sky might just really blue up, and maybe we can get some stars over the barn, who knows. It's not as cold as it was before because the wind has died down, so I'll probably be able to stick around a little bit as long as my batteries hold out. So I'm going to shoot this now. I'm going to focus stack it, and probably f11 ISO 100 back into a shutter speed. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so before you do an exposure bracket, or before you do a focus stack, take a quick picture of your hand. So when you have the images in Lightroom, when you see that hand, that is an indication that the next shots are your focus stack or your bracketed exposures. So it's just a good tip. It's nothing, I didn't invent it, everybody does it, but just in case you didn't know. At this point I realized I was going to miss the sun setting over the barn, so I literally had to run like a couple hundred yards with all of my gear in tow to the spot where I wanted to be to shoot the sun setting over that barn, and I barely made it. Alright, so I just found a spot. I hiked all the way over here. I gotta shoot it fast before the sun's down over that barn, and I gotta recompose here. Oh god, oh god, come on baby, come on baby. Oh, I don't know if that's any good. Nice for those geese to fly into the shot. For this one I used a gradient filter that I pulled down from the top, and I used that to darken up and blue up the sky a little bit. Now in the foreground, going bottom to top, I increased the highlights in the snow and increased the exposure a little bit. So, and I also wanted the snow just a little bit bluer. So in essence what I was creating was a sandwich, right? The top and the bottom, or the bun of the sandwich, was going to be that darker and bluer. And then in the middle of the sandwich, we have our subject, which is just bathed in gorgeous, beautiful, warm sunset light. So that's what I was going for here. Alright, hiked all the way over here, and I certainly am not in love with that composition. Shows how much I know. I wasn't in love with the composition at the time, but I do love the results. And for this one, I went with the square crop and really just tried to warm it up, warm the whole scene up, and give it that winter is leaving, spring is coming kind of a vibe. And I think I got there. The sun and the temperatures were going down, so the last thing I wanted to shoot was that sheet of clean crystal ice that was out there in front of the barn. I wanted to take advantage of that, shoot it looking into the sunset, and that's what I did. This was another 3-shot focus stack, and I blended it in Lightroom, and literally the last shot of the day, and I really love how it came out. Alright everybody, hey, thank you so very much for stopping by the channel. What a great day. Cold, windy, but beautiful and fun, and it's just good to get outside. A little vitamin D therapy, get outside and be purposeful about looking for something beautiful in this world and get a picture of it. So what a great day. So thank you again for stopping by the channel. If you haven't already, hit the old subscribe button, join the party, and drop me a like, drop me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. I respond to every single comment that I get. And with that, I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So hit the like, hit the thumbs up, do all the fun stuff, and we'll see you next week, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you. Bye bye.